Our politics has become so mean, so petty, so negative, so partisan, so angry, and so unproductive. So unproductive.
So unproductive, we have the strongest economy in the history of the United States. So unproductive, we haven't heard from ISIS in over a year and a half. So unproductive, unemployment's at record lows. The stock market's at record high. So unproductive for you jack-offs who believe in whatever you believe in. Go ahead, Uncle Joe, let it fly. Captain Joe Biden, this guy, mama, help me. He was in Philly giving his... That's him coming at a 14-year-old girl. Look at those boobies coming in. I bet you're as flexible as a tomcat, huh, Diane? Look at that. It's creeping me out. He gave a big speech in Philly, officially announcing his candidacy. And let's take a look at some dirty Uncle. Everybody had hairnets on, by the way, in the audience. I know too.
Our politics has become so mean, so petty, so negative, so partisan, so angry, and so unproductive. So unproductive. Instead of debating our opponents, we deem.
So unproductive, we have the strongest economy in the history of the United States. So unproductive, we haven't heard from ISIS in over a year and a half. So unproductive, unemployment's at record lows. The stock market's at record high. So unproductive for you jack-offs who believe in whatever you believe in. Go ahead, Uncle Joe, let it fly.
Demonize them. Instead of questioning judgments, we question their motives. Instead of listening, we shout. Instead of looking for solutions, we look to
we spy on the other campaign.
But no more. No more. Because this politics is pulling us apart. It's ripping this country apart at the seams.
Pause. Really? This politics is rip. I hope you're talking about your own party. You guys traffic in identity politics. You're the ones who have people fighting over what bathrooms to use. That doesn't come from the fucking right. You're the one saying every white cop is shooting on black. Oh, that's bringing us together. I love this notion that Trump, all this divisiveness didn't exist until Trump got in office. You are so full of shit, and all you baby seals behind him just applauding. How can anybody that goes to a live event, I don't care if it's a Republican speaking or a Democrat or Libertarian, how can you applaud at any of the turds that fly out of their mouths? This shit, they've been saying this shit for 50 years, both sides. Anything PC. We all say we hate political correctness. They come up here and that's all they spew, and everybody's like, yes, we should all come together. Muslims, Indians, Iranians, Mexicans. Fucking, Go ahead.
Our politicians, our politics today, traffics in division.
Yes.
And our president is the divider in chief.
Oh.
Look, but he's not the only one. Far from it.
No.
He's just the worst practitioner of politics that singles out, scapegoats, and demonizes. He holds out the other as a source of all their problems.
Pause.
You hear.
Remember Obama's quote when he got in office? Oh, the people on the right, they're bitter and they cling to their guns and Bibles. Yeah, there was some fucking unity, wasn't it? You went around and apologized for everything the United States stood for. You're full of shit. I love this notion this all started under Trump. Remember Baltimore? You remember Ferguson burning? Remember Obama calling the cops at Harvard stupid before he even knew what was going on? You remember Eric Holder fucking sneaking into James Rosen's computer at Fox News? Or Lois Lerner in the IRS going after conservative? Yeah, you're all for bringing us together. Identity politics is what divides us, and you guys have perfected it. Back to Uncle Joe.
The immigrant, the Muslim, anyone different in creed or color or conviction. There's a problem.
Pause. Oh, really? How about the toxic white male? All white men, get the fuck out of the way. You're nervous because the world is changing too fast for you. I got to remind you, Uncle Joe, Trump won last time with his message. But keep saying the same shit. I want to like you, too. I kind of want to like him. He lost his wife and his daughter in a car accident. His son died. Seriously, but you're full of shit. Anyways, good.
That's what he says. That's been the scheme used by unscrupulous politicians for decades. But it comes at a gigantic cost. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. It comes at a gigantic cost. It weakens us. It distracts us. It divides us.
So does touching little girls' shoulders.
It causes us to lose credibility around the world. You know, it picks at the wounds, and it solves nothing. This is not who we are. This is not who we are. And I absolutely
Pause.
refuse.
No, you know who we are? We're a party that fucking tried to pull off a silent coup because we didn't like the fact of the last outcome of the presidency. Hillary lost. And that's all documented. You people, if you want to argue that, you're just being intellectually dishonest. That's who you guys are. You literally spied on a guy running for president. And it's all going to come out thanks to Attorney Barr. But that's who you are. Those are your American values. You see how all that's shallow, the shit pouring out of his mouth? If you follow the news a little bit and the Mueller report and all this, it's just turds. He's 76. What is he, 76, 78? He can't help but be cynical. He's been in Washington his whole life. And you lefties, it's time for a woman, a gay woman, black president. You got the crustiest old white motherfucker. Yeah, even you realize they're the best at it. They're the best at lying. Go ahead. Oh, is that it? Is that it?
I'm a fucking idiot. I'm a fucking idiot.
That doesn't sound loud enough to me. Was it, Dick?
Yeah, it sounded
Is
good
that
over here.
He goes, it sounds good over here, like he's in another state in a booth. Now, here's some of, I want to show you some past Joe Biden and good examples of him trying to bring us together and how he doesn't make any racial gaffes or, here's a little montage of some of Joe's greatest hits.
You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
Even call centers, which rushed overseas in the hundreds of thousands. How many times you get the call? I'd like to talk to you about your
You got to, Joe, pause. You got to commit if you're going to do an impression. They're so afraid to go there. At least Hillary tries to do that stupid Southern accent, quoting some Bible that black people verse that black people. Joe went, hello. You gotta commit. Watch Frank Caliendo when he does John Madden. You gotta turn into that fucking Indian that you hate so much at Dunkin' Donuts, Joe. I would like a color, please. Don't you tell me what to do. You gotta commit. But go ahead, Joe.
I'd like to talk to you about your credit card.
It's a large, very identifiable Somali community. I might add, if you ever come to the train station with me, you'll notice that I have great relationships with them because there's an awful lot who are driving cabs.
They paused. They researched that. There was no Somalis driving cabs where he was talking about. They actually looked it up. Like CNN, somebody, not even a right wing, but you know. But it's only Trump that divides this was my favorite.
First,
talking about Obama.
sort of mainstream African American, who was articulate and bright and clean and nice looking guy. I mean, that's a storybook, man. Yeah.
What kind of a chance with a northeastern
Clean.
liberal like Joe
A
Biden
black guy who's
stand
clean and articulate.
in the South
Racist.
if you were running in Democratic primaries against Southerners like Mark Warner and John Edwards?
Better than anybody else. And you don't know my state. My state was a slave state. My state is a border state. My state is the 8th largest black population in the country. My state is anything from a northeast liberal state.
Look at what they value.
A slave
and look
state.
at their budget and what they're proposing. Romney wants to he said in the first 100 days, he's going to let the big banks once again write their own rules. Unchain Wall Street. They're going to put you all back in chains.
All right. That's it. That's enough.
I'm a fucking idiot. I'm a fucking idiot.
Oh, going to put you back in chains. Oh, yes, but Trump is the divisive one racially. He's insensitive. He's the one who scapegoats the Muslims and the black. Ay. At least fucking Trump actually believes what he says. This guy is a walking, talking point. Look at that creepy face. Hey, guys, when you get done cleaning the semen off your mouse pad, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube page and click on the little notification bell. That'll tell you when we go live and when we put clips up and stuff like that. Also, go to nickdip.com and sign up at Patreon. That way you'll get 3 more shows a week. You can't get enough Nick DiPaolo, am I right? I thank you for your support, okay? See you later, Jackoffs.